On this Q&A, we do it all anonymously.
You supply the Q's and we bring the A's. It's the Form and Function Q&A show.
Welcome to F&F Q&A 21. I'm Benjamin J, and thanks for checking out this show. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be good. We have a lot of questions that have been sent in that were really solid questions, but the answers, maybe the people that asked questions didn't want to be connected to the questions. So I think that this is going to be a great episode, lots of great information. We're going to do it all anonymously. In terms of updates and things that are going on, one thing that's really cool is if you can check out outside, these tents that are set up here, we've got the Chicago Fire TV show shooting outside today. So kind of cool thing going on in our neighborhood. In terms of the form and function, we just updated our store. We added a lot of new scissors from Mizutani, which is our favorite scissor company that's out there right now. So you could check that out at ffsaloneducation.com/store. But other than that, let's just get into the questions.
New client wanted me to fix a hidden disaster. She calls back 2 weeks later saying I got color on her shirt. What should I do?
This is a tough one. Nobody likes to be in this position. It's always unfortunate when these things happen. When they have happened to us in the past, we always offer to cover dry cleaning expenses to at least attempt to get it cleaned. If it can't get cleaned, then usually we offer to pay for the shirt. And I know that kind of is it's like do I really have to do that? But I think that you have to accept the responsibility that you got color on there. Even if it was maybe the guest laid back into the shampoo bowl and there was color still on the shampoo bowl, there shouldn't have been color there. So we had one situation one time, got color on a gentleman's shirt while he was getting his color done, and it ended up being a $500 custom shirt. Needless to say, now all of our guests all change when they are getting their color services done. It's just part of what we do. We have robes, we suggest that they hang up their tops, then we put another cape around them. So these things do happen. It's not the worst situation in the world, although the $500 shirt was pretty bad. But you gotta be able to take care of your guests. Going forward, I would come up with a new way for them to change or cover their clothing so that it doesn't happen in the future.
This owner wants to know, we have a policy that only the receptionist can write out the schedules for stylists on the day of. Recently, I found out that she wrote out a week of appointments for one of our stylists. Should I let her go for going against our policy?
This is a tough position, and I am a big believer in systems and having a way to do things. Now that being said, I think that letting somebody go over this situation would be a little heavy-handed. If this is the first time that this has come up, then definitely this is not a fireable offense. This is I need to sit down and talk to you that this is how things are done. If this is happening multiple times, then I would say there's potential for you to be able to say, look, you're not following the way that we want to do things. Now it's time for us to move forward and find a replacement for you. However, I don't really understand the reason for this policy. The way that we tend to work is that pre-booking and getting guests ahead on the schedule is a good thing. And from a stylist standpoint, I think that it encourages them to get those guests coming back more frequently, and it also takes a little bit of the anxiety away from, am I going to have enough money coming in to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to have the income that I need to be able to survive? So I get where you're coming from, that this is the policy, this is how we do things. That being said, I think that you should check this policy and figure out what is its purpose. If its purpose is to try and limit outside the salon communication, I don't think that this is going to do it. I think that with Facebook and Twitter and email and all of that guests and stylists are going to connect if they want to. So if you're worried about a stylist leaving, it's not going to change anything. I would almost say that culturally, that a small policy like this might drive somebody to not like working there and may drive them to leave sooner than they would if they were building a healthy and thriving career. So in this case, don't fire her, talk to her. If it's a repeat offense, then you have a chance to let her go. But check this policy and see why it's in place in the first place.
We all have it. The guest who calls an hour before their scheduled 2-hour color to cancel. How do you handle that in your business? Do you charge the full amount of the service, half, or the classic 3 strikes you're out rule?
Oh, this is so true. We do all have these, and it always sucks when you're an hour away or 10 minutes away from about to start this next guest, and then they call and they say that they're not going to make it, or that they no-show completely because they forgot. My rule of thumb when it comes to stuff like this is I always think I use what I call the "how would you like it" rule. Meaning, if I had an appointment somewhere or a dinner reservation, and something truly emergency came up, whatever, family thing, I can't make it anymore. Would I want to be charged for that reservation, even partially? The answer is, of course, no, right? Because I didn't have any control over the situation. So I know that I get both sides. I get that financially they made the reservation, we want that income. They took our service appointment. I get it. On the other side, I think of me as the guest thinking like, oh, something came up, I really can't make it. I don't want to get charged for that service. If I were going somewhere and I got charged for missing an appointment, I probably wouldn't go back to that place, right? So for me, I'd rather have the guest want to come back and just toss it up to, that's life, sometimes it happens, and just move forward that way. So that's the way that we look at no-shows and handle last-minute cancellations. If it continued to be a persistent problem and you have that one guest that is constantly late, then you could talk to them and say, this isn't working, or it's really becoming a challenge. But if it's just a one-time situation for a guest, cut them some slack and just let it be. That's part of life, right? So guys, this was 21. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really hope you like the answers. If you have a question, you can drop it in the comments below, or we'll do more anonymous episodes as we get more questions. You can always inbox that to me at classes@ffsaloneducation.com. It's a great email address for you. But other than that, we'll see you on the next episode. I'm Benjamin J. You can follow all of our social media stuff. Thank you guys for checking it out.